Hello and welcome to Terrific Tuesday. In this edition, we are going to be looking at the last two habits from Steven Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. I hope you've enjoyed this series and that it's reminded you of a lot of things that you already knew but maybe needed to just refresh up on. We're also going to have a look at styles, using styles in words. In the last Terrific Tuesday, I gave you the benefits of using styles, which are so great and help you consistently produce good documents. So in this week's edition, I'm going to show you how to use styles, how to create styles, modify styles, and how you can create a template using the styles that you want rather than the default styles from Word. There's also a short piece for Women's Month. We'll be offering a personal empowerment program. There's more information about that a little bit later. And happy Women's Month. My message to you for this week is it's very hard to keep going sometimes in the current situation that we are in. To be honest with you, I had a bit of a wobble last week wherein I had just had enough. I did not have the energy or the desire or the will to actually do anything. And I thought I was alone in this feeling until I read my Facebook page and one of my colleagues had said, "Are you battling to get through your to-do list? Are you tired? Do you feel like you're going nowhere?" And she listed a whole lot of things. And I thought, gee, how did she know how I felt? And she said, "You know what? It's okay. We're in the middle of a pandemic. It's okay not to be okay." And she had about 40 comments onto that post. And everybody was saying the same thing. Everybody's tired. Everybody wishes this was over. Everybody's battling to get through some days. But my message to you is it's okay not to be okay. The main thing is that when you're feeling like that, you take time out. You reflect. You be mindful. Talk to somebody. Share your feelings, because you know what? When you share your feelings, you usually find that the person you're sharing it with is going through something similar or has gone through something similar. So my message to you is it's okay not to be okay. Just get back, be mindful, reflect, get yourself sorted out, and get back in the saddle again. I'm back in my saddle. Finished my first week of being a senior citizen. Thank you to everybody who sent me happy birthday wishes. It was much, much appreciated. So till next week, be strong, look after yourself, and be safe.
August is Women's Month. As we commemorate Women's Month as a tribute to the more than 20,000 women who marched to the Union buildings on the 9th of August 1956 to protest against the extension of past laws to women, I'd like to give you some words to remember. Each time a woman stands up for herself, without knowing it possibly, without claiming it, she stands up for all women. Maya Angelou. During August, OPSA will be offering a personal empowerment program. The program will run for free. We're not going to do it as webinars, but rather as recordings or a course that you can go into and that you can complete. So this will avoid any problems with connectivity, either getting connected or staying connected. We'll run over 4 weeks from the 9th of August through to the 30th of August. If you would like to take part in the program, please send me an email to dawn@opsa.org.za and I will send you more information on how you can log into the program and how to get started. The inspiration from the program came from one of our professional members, Isel Swanepoel, from the Western Cape government, who wrote to me and said to me that there's something that she's realized through this pandemic and the learning that she has done online and the webinars that she's done. She's put ideas forward and it's been noticed at work. And she came up with this little quote that says, "As administrative professionals, we should have the courage, be brave to be seen and heard. We need to use our voice to convey ideas confidently and in a positive manner to our managers and or fellow colleagues, not just during meetings, but in discussions, to achieve a positive result for a better way of doing things or making it an awesome working environment for everyone." So thank you, Isel, for the inspiration of putting together a program for personal empowerment, as I know it is a topic that many of our professional members still battle with today. So hopefully you will join us on the program starting on the 9th of August.
Habit 6 is synergy. The idea behind this is that different people bring different opinions, ideas, perspectives, and strengths to the table. Instead of simply tolerating or accepting these differences, we should celebrate them. We should value these differences. This is what any good CEO does. They get their different subject matter experts and get their input to come up with the best solution. Another way to think of synergy is when you put two pieces of wood together. One piece of wood by itself isn't that strong, but when you put two together, the overall strength increases by more than 2 times. With synergy, 1 plus 1 can equal 3, 10, or 100. Think of how individual units can work together to create something even bigger. Another example is the human body. There are many individual parts that are amazing in their own right, but all the parts together create something amazing. So again, habits 4 through 6 deal with relationships. These 3 habits can help you have effective and interdependent relationships with others. The last habit, habit 7, is to sharpen the saw. Let's say you see a guy cutting down a tree with a dull saw. You say, "Hey, why don't you sharpen that thing? It's going to take 6 hours at this rate." He says, "I don't have time to sharpen it. I have to cut this tree down." You explain, if you spend 1 hour sharpening that saw, it'll only take you 3 hours to cut down the tree. You don't have time not to sharpen the saw. This example can be applied to our lives on many different planes. We are the instruments, and we have to regularly sharpen 4 areas, and these areas fall into quadrant 2 activities. Physical, find the importance of it. Again, it's not urgent, but it's important. You can either exercise and feel good now, or pay for it in 30 years when you're in a hospital with all kinds of physical ailments that you could have avoided. The next area is spiritual. Ask yourself, contemplate, who am I? Where am I going? Meditate, prayer, music, art, and so on. The next one is cognitive health. Continue to learn, to explore, to expand, educate yourself, immerse yourself in another culture, teach others. And the fourth one is social health. This is relationships, living interdependently, spending time with family and friends. With all 4 of these areas, think continuous improvement. We must continually renew ourselves, and the best way to unleash your future potential is by investing. Invest in yourself. Strive for continuous learning and improvement. Doing so renews each of the other habits as well. This habit keeps you fresh so you can handle the other 6 habits. Make these 7 habits a part of your life. Don't just attempt to understand them intellectually, try to live them. Apply these habits and teach them to others, because the best way to learn is by teaching it to someone else. This is a lifelong process that requires patience. It's not a quick fix, it won't happen overnight, and it will be a challenge. As you continue down the path, you'll hit obstacles, and you'll fall back a time or two, but this is necessary. Old habits will pull you down, but don't give up. Keep pushing yourself, and you'll hit new heights and levels of effectiveness. As you progress, be open to self-discovery and be open-minded.
Today we're going to have a look at creating styles in Word. As I mentioned in the previous Terrific Tuesday, I told you the benefits of using styles in your documents, and they are tenfold. The amount of time that it can save you if you've used styles when you need to edit a document, go to a certain spot in a document, especially a large document, to be consistent throughout the document, the benefits are tenfold. So to create a style, to use styles, we have on our home ribbon, we have our little styles box. There are styles that are automatically defaulted for every document that you open up. That doesn't mean those styles always have to be the same. You can go and set your own styles, create a template, and then use that template to create your document so that every time you open a document, your styles are already there. If you have a document and you've typed your document out, as you do, you just sit down and you start typing and you don't use the styles. It can take you longer because you've got to go back then and add styles to your document. What you really want to do is get into the habit of putting the style in as you type, and I'll explain that to you now. But just to show you, I have this here. I've got a couple of headings, heading 1, heading 2, heading 2, heading 1. If I want that to be heading 1, I simply click on the text and I go click on heading 1. You'll see that it changes my heading to the style that has been set in the styles box. I can do the same for heading 2. I can do the same for that. If you haven't set it up using styles, you've got to go and do each one separately by going through the document. I'll make that a heading 1 and I'll make that a heading 2. If I don't like the style for my heading 1, I can change it, and there's 2 ways I can do that. I can either go ahead and change this heading, so I'm going to change this to Calibri, and I'm going to change it to green, and let's make it just a point higher. Okay, I've now changed the heading to the style I wanted. You can see the heading at the bottom here hasn't changed accordingly. If I go and I right click on my heading 1 in my styles box, the very first option is update heading 1 to match selection, and I select that. You'll see that both in my styles box and throughout my document, it has updated heading 1 to the new style. The other way to change your style is to go right click in the styles box and select modify. This gives you more options that you can add to your style. Things like centering, the spaces between your lines, your indents. If you click on format, you can set things like your tabs, your border, your language, etc. I'm going to change this, and I'm going to say I want my heading 1 to rather be Algerian, and I want it to be brown. You can see that it gives me a preview of what my heading is going to look like before it actually changes the document. Please also note that at the bottom of this, it says add to the styles gallery only in this document or new documents based on this template. So if you change your styles and it's the style you want to use, then save it as a template so that every time you open a document, you will have your style set there for you. Okay, so it's a good idea to decide exactly what styles you want to use on your document before you start it, save it as a template, and then open your documents using that same template every time to get that style set. So that is another way of changing it. If I click OK, you'll see my heading 1 now changes at the top and it changes at the bottom. You can also go in and you can change the styles that are currently here in this document simply by right-clicking and say renaming. Once again, you can rename it, say quote Dawn. I'm going to say OK. You'll see now if I go into my styles, I now have a quote Dawn style that you can use. So you can rename your styles from there as well within your template. If you want to create your own styles, you also can go to create style at the bottom here, and same thing. Just remember when you create your style, say modify and make sure that you say new documents based on this template, otherwise it will only apply to the document you are currently working on. So using styles is very easy. I would encourage you to use them. There are just so many benefits to doing that. If you're not sure what they are, you can preview or watch the previous Terrific Tuesday where I lay out the benefits. You know, things like using the navigation bar. If I say view and I go to my navigation bar, it will give my headings on the side and I can go directly to those spaces in my document. And that is just one of the benefits. So please get into the habit of using styles on your documents. When we started the video, I mentioned that you should use your styles as you type your document. So instead of typing your whole document and then going back and putting in your styles, do a little bit of a mind shift. And every time you want heading 1 or you're about to type heading 1, click heading 1 and say this is heading 1. You'll notice that when you press enter, your document or your style automatically defaults back to the normal style. So your return actually breaks the formatting and takes you out of that style and takes you back to normal. I can then type, this is my normal text. And I get to my next line. I now want to do heading 2. I can click on heading 2 and say, this is heading 2. Once again, if you watch carefully at the top here in my styles box, the minute I press enter, it takes me back to my normal style, and I can type, this is my normal text. This means that by the time you have finished your typing your document, all your styles are already set up. You can go through them, and if you don't like heading 1, you can simply go and change it, right-click, modify, change it to what you want, and it will change it throughout your entire document. So that is the beauty of using your styles as you type your document. So 1, you're going to set up your styles and create a template with the styles that you want to use in your documents. And number 2, as you type your document, so you're going to apply your styles. This will save you so much time in the long run, especially when you need to edit your document. So please go play with styles, have fun. If you're not sure what all the benefits are, please look at the Terrific Tuesday from the 21st of July, where I tell you and show you what the benefits are to using styles.